Top Resume is a solid service to get you a better resume. Reasonably priced. It's not a premium service. It's for people like you and I who can afford a certain amount of money and also need a great result. And even better, they have a plan through a firm that allows you to stretch your payments for service over the course of the year to something like 20 some odd dollars or 30 some odd dollars per month, so that you don't have to write a large check, which right now, if you're not working, is really important to you. So use the link in the show notes. It will help you get a resume, and if you want, a LinkedIn profile done for you very inexpensively. This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 2125. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. This is a show that I originally did as a video a few years ago, and I'll simply say there's a point right before the outro of this show where I say everything else is, and I use the term that is abbreviated in the title of my podcast show. Not the episode, but the overall show as well. And I decided I would edit that out and just tell you what the word might be. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you find it helpful. I hope you give the show an honest review wherever you're listening to it. And in the meantime, I'm just going to remind you, I hope you have a great day. Today's show is brought to you by Skillshare.com. At Skillshare.com, they have thousands of classes available, not just simply about business or job hunting, but lots of different classes on a host of different subjects. Almost anything you can think of, and they have one low price associated with your learning. They have classes about particular technologies you can learn, pottery, public speaking. I have a half dozen of my classes about job hunting there. Writing, photography, film, almost anything you can think of, they have Skillshare classes available. Now, if you use my link, thebiggamehunter.us/Skillshare, they'll offer a free trial and 30% off if you decide to join. There's a lot to learn, and Skillshare is a place where you can learn it. Now, let's get back to today's show. I received a question through Quora that I thought I would address here. I don't respond to questions there right now. They want me to write out answers. I prefer to do a video and just post it. But here's the question. Is it better if my cover letter is informal? Now, the person continues on to say, most cover letters must follow the same format again and again. And maybe an informal cover letter is better. So here's my thoughts on that subject. Number one is, I certainly don't know what you mean by informal. I have a sense of what the traditional cover letter does. I'm forwarding my resume to you because I saw a position advertised for such and such. I believe my experience with voila makes me an exceptional candidate for this role. I look forward to hearing from you about next steps. In this regard, it is a tired, useless letter because it really does very little to demonstrate your fit. To me, a more effective cover letter in the formal style says something to the effect of the same as that opening sentence. I'm forwarding my letter to you because I was referred by so-and-so. I saw a position advertised. I was told that you're looking for, whatever it is. You do an opening sentence along those lines. Then from there, you continue on by saying, my understanding is you're looking for someone with this experience. Let me demonstrate how my background fits. And in the left-hand, I'll do it this way. In the left-hand column, you put down what the skill is being sought. And in the right-hand column, you indicate how long and how recently you've worked with that particular skill. And then from there, you conclude by saying, I look forward to hearing from you about next steps. If I don't hear from you in a few days, I'll put in a call to you. Really very simple. Now, the notion of an informal letter, is kind of perplexing. Like, What's the point of the informal letter? The point of a cover letter is to demonstrate your fit for a role and to do it in a way that complements both your resume and your LinkedIn profile. Remember, they both have to be congruent because firms check your LinkedIn profile as well as your resume. And if they don't see these things matching up, let's do matching up there, they'll reject you just because you have different information on your profile than you do in your resume. So without demonstrating something that indicates that you fit the role in your cover letter, without having a resume that backs that up and a LinkedIn profile that does that as well, you're not going to get the interview, whether it's formal or informal. The notion of an informal cover letter. Yo, bro, I want you to look at my resume because my homie Ramesh told me you was trying to find someone. Come on, that's not going to work. So I'll simply say, just give firms what they're looking for. Make it pre-chewed and pre-digested. By that I mean make the fit obvious. That's going to get you the interview. It's not the style of the cover letter. It's not the style of formatting of the resume. It's how you demonstrate that your background fits what they are looking for. Everything else is. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, I've got a lot that's in the show notes that will help you. Go there, take a look at some of the things I highlight. I know it can help you with your search. But I want you to do one thing for me, and that is put in your phone thebiggamehunter.us, Jeff Altman, my name. And when you need help, when you need advice, when you have a question, come over to the website, go exploring in the blog, contact me for coaching or because you have a question. I'd love to help you. In the meantime, I hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great! Support for today's show comes from Eureka. Now, if you're a technology professional wanting to get a certification, Eureka has a number of different certs that you can take that will cost you a lot less and still give you the kind of training that you really want. So use the link in the show notes to check out the site. I think you'll find it surprisingly inexpensive. And now, we'll be back in just one moment.